Hello gang, how are you all? Hope everybody's very well. I forgot my music, I'm just going to get some on. Welcome to week 4. So, as always, maybe I should go back to my other camera so you guys can see me a bit better. There you go, hi! Hi everybody. So, get that going. Ooh, a bit loud, a bit aggressive. Welcome to week 4, team. So, let's crack straight on in. I'm sure by now you guys know most of the routine. So, we're going to get our big bags. Here they are. And we're going to look for our week 4. Now, I haven't put mine out yet. So, going to look for our week 4. Task 1, please. Week 4, task 1. And the other thing we're going to need from our big bags is one of the white sheets that's got the D is 4 on it. So it's got a big D in the middle. Holy, got a big D in the middle and it says D is 4. So you guys are going to look for one of those and your week 4 task 1 bags. Okay, so if you haven't got those together, get all those together. And we will crack straight on. As always, I don't know why that's there. Interesting. As always, I'm going to be going through this as my normal speed in my old time. So if you guys need to, pause me at any time. I won't take offense, and we will pick it up. Then all you need to do is hit play to pick it up from there. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So let us crack on. So I'm going to switch you guys over to this one. So I'm up here. Hello. And then we'll have it down here. So first thing, let's put it to one side and let's get our week 4 task 1 bag and let's have a little look inside as we always do. So some glue, always good to have. We've got some pieces of green tissue paper. Now you'll have a few of those, so we'll separate those out in a minute. You have this funny looking one, green one. The green's going on today. We'll have this one, another funny looking piece. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 4 of those green little pieces, and then the rest of it I'm just gonna tip out. Got a googly eye, and we're going to have lots of these little colourful triangular shapes. Now you guys might have different colours, but they seem to be mainly yellows, blues and reds. So if you've got different colours to me, we won't worry too much about that. Right, so those are all of our bits. I'm going to move them all over to one side where we can get at them nice and easy when we need them. Move those down there. Move my eye, move my tissue paper, and then of course as always we're going to need our little glue stick. So first job when we've got glue is going to be to get our glue out. Now as always, nip off the little end to turn it into a little piping bag. Down the bottom side, not the top side. Squeeze it down and squeeze him out onto your page. Now the glue in week 1s, we'll be using a bit of glue for week 2 as well. So remember, or not for week 2, the glue in task 1, week 4 task 1, we'll be using some of this glue for week 2. So what we don't use, I know a lot of you guys have your own glues, but just in case, nip on the little end that we cut off, just cover it over, just so it saves and doesn't get any air in it. Right, good, let's get that glue up there. Let's get back our D is 4 and we're going to get ourselves, first job, a little glue spatula. So I'm going to try and find my lollipop stick one. There he is, hiding away in my my little box of secret bits. All sorts of cool things in there. So first jobbing, right, we're going to take our D is 4 and we're going to turn him sideways, okay? And inside in the D, so all around here, we're going to put some glue, okay? So we're going to just get our little stick and we're just going to spread it around, okay? Now it doesn't matter, don't worry, if you put a bit kind of out there that's outside the D. We don't mind too much about these things. It doesn't really matter if we put some in the middle there. The job is we just need to make sure we do get some all on the inside of the D, okay? So now, as always, I'm going to go through, I've already said this, but I sometimes like to repeat myself. We're going to go through. I'm going to go through this in my speed for our pre-record videos. For all you guys who couldn't join in our live class this morning, you guys pause me if you need to. So I've already done my gluing because I'm get quite good at it. So if you need to, pause me now for the next bit. So once you get your glue on, we're going to get all of our green tissue paper. Now we've got lots of it. And what we're going to do is now you can do a couple of different things with this. You can tear off some pieces and scrunch them a little bit and stick them down. Or what I kind of like to do for this particular one is I like to tear them off into strips and stick them down like this. And we're going to cover the whole of the inside of the T. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. See that little bit's overhanging there? You just fold it over or scrunch it down, or just push it up like that. It doesn't really matter how it happens. We don't want it doesn't have to be perfectly flat. We don't mind if things overlap, or we don't really mind if they go over the side a little bit, or like on that one there, it's really scrunchy. Doesn't matter. We don't mind. They're all kind of good. And if you want to, you can add a little bit of, lots of layering like that. You need to get a little bit more glue. You could just pop a little bit more glue on that just to hold it down, because the tissue paper is really, really thin, and so it works really, really well for you to be able to put some tissue paper on the top as well. Now, like I said, I'm going to mix this up a little bit because some of you guys might do it differently to me. So I'm going to do a little bit of scrunching and just a bit of straightforward ripping and sticking. I'm going to do that one like that. And like I said, it doesn't have to be, we're not after perfection ever, really. We're just after having a bit of fun, using our little fingers to rip things, putting big pieces in, even though we only want a little piece in there. There's no problem in putting in a big piece like that, and then just kind of scrunching it over a little bit to make it fit. Tap, tap, tap as we go, any bits that overhang. And I've given you loads and loads of tissue paper, so there's loads there, because if you scrunch, it takes up a little bit more tissue paper. So there's loads there, and then you can, any bits that look like these pieces here, or these ones here that have a little bit of, aren't quite covered, get a little bit of glue, pop it in over the top, and then do a little bit of scrunching, and then just stick them down like that. Give it a little push down. I'm going to do the same with this one here. Nice. Little bit of scrunching, a little bit of tearing, a little bit of scrunching. Fill that one in there like that. See, it's, we're not after. I'm going to do a big piece. I'm just going to fold this one. Get that in there. Tap it down. If I need to, just to help it stick, just put a little bit of glue over the top. And that's fine. I'm going to do one more in here. I'm going to leave these little bits, because it doesn't have to be every single tiny, tiny, tiny little piece of it. Doesn't have to be filled up. There you go. I'm not even going to tear this one. I'm just going to get it in there, pop it down, give it a tap. So you get the idea. That's all we need to do. Oh, look, just because my OCD won't let me not do it, I'm going to put a little bit in here. I'm going to tear a big long strip, stick it across there, just because that's me. Now there we go. We end up with something that looks a little bit like this one. Now, obviously, with our D is 4, we're looking for something that begins with a D. So you guys can have a little guess and see what you think, what we might be making, okay? So, next job. What we're going to do is we're going to look for our 4 long, straight green pieces like this. Now, keep guessing. Very good. Now, these ones, we're going to going to push this one up a little bit. We're going to get some glue. Now you can do this in a couple of different ways. So we can get one of these, put some glue on one of the long sides. Doesn't matter whether it's this side or that side, so you won't get that wrong. Don't worry about that. And all we're going to do is down at the bottom here, we're going to go 1. Now, depending on whether you've scrunched or whether you've just put straight flat pieces on, you can push these little ones up underneath the scrunchy bit. But if you, like me, you've mostly done flat pieces, just push them up so they're just touching the edge like that, okay? So we're going to go one, we're going to do the same, a little bit of glue. Now, you can put some glue on the card like that and just stick it down like this. Two, now these are little legs, okay? So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, kind of evenly spaced, but if you want to bunch them together a little bit, it's your craft. You guys do what you want, okay? But we're getting some legs in there. And so I'm going to do another one by gluing the leg itself. 2, now 3. I'm going to put these on and I'm going to move them around a little bit just to show you what you can do. 4, remember, pause me if you want to, guys. So I've gone fairly even spacing. Some might say it's even a little bit boring, okay? But if you wanted to, you could put 2 at the back and 2 at the front. Or you could go crazy and have them closely bunched together. There's no right or wrong, okay? There's never going to be a right or wrong. So that's how mine have kind of ended up. So I'm just going to leave them there like that. Like I said, no right or wrong. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4 legs on. Now, if you wanted to, if you're going to be crazy silly, not silly, crazy silly as in rah, silly, you can also get another piece of this and just stick it over the top to cover where your legs have gone up over what is the body. Now, you don't have to do that. Not important, but it's just one of those things that if you wanted to do it, some of you older guys might be a little bit more particular and you go, oh, I don't like the legs sticking up like that. Well, that's fine. That's good. You can just easily cover it over like that, and then where they've gone over the top, they've gone. Just like that. Simple, easy peasy. So, that's our D is for. Right, anybody got any ideas? Some good guesses? Well, maybe I might have heard of, I don't know, we'll move on to the next bit before we give it away too quickly, okay? So the next one, we're going to get our triangles, okay? So here they go. Now, we're only going to do a little bit of triangling first, okay? So what I want us to start is we're going to get one. Now, it doesn't matter which color you guys, I just happen to have picked up a red one, so I'm going to go with my red one, okay? Now, this time, a couple of different ways of doing this as always when we do our gluing. You can hold the long pointy piece of the triangle. So if you have a look at the triangle, it's got 3 points, 1, 2, 3, which is why we call it a tri, which is 3, triangle. We're going to look for the long sides, and we're going to hold the long pointy sides in our pincer finger. So we're going to hold that. Then this side, which is the short straight side, right, we're going to hold. So this is what we call our pick, dip and stick technique. So we're going to pick it on the long pointy side. Then the short side we're going to dip in our glue. We're going to dip. And then we're just going to stick. And we're going to start just as it's pointing up there to the dots on the okay, on the 4. Okay, and we're going to start on that one, and then we're going to keep going. So we're going to pick, we're going to dip, and we're going to stick. Now, we love our pick, dip, and stick technique, but you guys don't have to use pick, dip, and stick. What you could also do is you can just put some dollops of glue. And again, don't worry if they're not quite perfectly underneath the triangles. It's absolutely fine. But you can do exactly the same thing. So we're going to do, pick another one. So we're going to pick, dip if you want to. If not, you can just stick it straight down there. Now, where this glue is coming out underneath the sides, don't worry about that. That's absolutely fine. Bits of glue everywhere, doesn't matter. Now, I'm following a bit of a pattern because I know we have a red and a yellow and blue triangles. So I'm going to go red, yellow, blue. Then we're going to go in the pattern. We go back to the beginning of the pattern and it's a, red. So we pick, dip, and stick. Now, when you use your pick, dip, and stick technique, by the way, don't worry if some glue turns up on the top. Don't worry about that. So, red, yellow, blue. Then we're going to go red, yellow. Very good. You guys are good at patterns. Red, yellow. I'm going to get this blue up here. Blue. Now, as always, I'm kind of powering ahead, big people. This is a really good game for doing pattern recognition and all those good things. So take your time with this one, it's worth it. So we got red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue. You could also do grouping, so you could do reds, yellows, blues. A couple of different things you can do there. Red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue. We're going to go red next in my pattern, my sequence. Red, and then we're going to go yellow, and then we're going to squeeze in a cheeky blue right there at the end, okay? Very good. Nice job, team. Now, anybody got any ideas what he looks like? So if you've got some spares, don't worry about those. Keep those. Put them to one side. We can use them for another craft anytime you guys are doing crafting. So, what do we think? D. He's got a D, and it's for... Hey, there you go. I heard it. It is a dinosaur. D is for dinosaur. So, next what we're going to do is we're going to get his tail on. So this piece is our dinosaur tail. Okay. Now, you can put his head on the left or the right. It doesn't really matter. As you see, I've gone around here. So I'm going to put his tail on this side, which is the right side. Okay. So to do that, we're going to get a little bit of glue, pop it down just all over that little extra space that's left there. I'm going to get his tail. Now you could put his tail on top over the last one of his dinosaur spikes, but I'm just going to push it underneath a little bit, right down at the bottom, and then if I need to get a little extra bit of glue in there, that's absolutely fine. Now his tail is going to hang out over the edge a little bit. Now we love this. I'm just going to put my hand there so you can see. I'll bring it up nice and close. So we love it when art goes kind of out over the page that it's supposed to be on. So don't worry about that. I mean, if you don't like it, you can just push it in a little bit. That's absolutely fine. But I quite like it sticking out over the side like that. Give it a little tap down. Don't worry about any excess glue that's come on top. All fine. Right. Next, we need his dinosaur head and neck. There it is. So this is his head and his long dinosaur neck. So again, if you wanted to do it the other way around to me, you would just turn this around and it would stick on like that, but my head is going to be on the left hand side. So we're just going to place it first, see how far up we can move it before he gets in the way. So we don't want to go over our D is for, so it's pretty close to the bottom is kind of how we've sized it, okay? So you can get some glue. Again, as always, you can put the glue on his neck and his head. Or you could put a few little dollops kind of around there. But if you put it on his neck and head, you don't have to guess really then. It's quite obvious. So pop that in place. Tap, tap, tapping fingers. Very good. Tap, tap, tapping fingers on there. And then of course he needs a big dinosaur eye. Brr. Very good. So as always, our big googly eyes, hold it there so you can see it a bit better, are our stickers, okay? So we're going to peel the back off a little bit. Then big people, you'll hold the backing. Then let your little people come in with their pincer fingers. Pull, 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 pull. And then it's in position, ready to stick down wherever you guys think Mr. Dinosaur Eye should go. Give it another little tap on the way down. And then if you want to, with those few little spares, you could pop a few in there. I might just pop one in just to fill up that space there a little bit over the top, just like that. And there he is, our absolutely beautiful D is for dinosaur. Super good job, you guys. Really, really good. Well done. D is for dinosaur. Do we know what noise the dinosaur makes? Rawr. Well done, you guys. Super good job.